Sechta Menochos Daf Nun Beis Amar Aleph. We're starting from 5 lines in the top, and we're starting with Tanya Rabbanan. Tanya Rabbanan you learned Par Helam Davar Shal Tzibur. What is a Par Helam Davar Shal Tzibur? That's a Par Chatas that the Tzibur brings when they are Shogeg. Most of the people were a Shogeg, and they did it because the Sanhedrin paskin wrong. Other Usiria weird. That's on Avos Aveda. Aveda says b'mezit yechayiv kares. Okay, so they did a b'shegeg, so that they bring the pahel dav shal tzibur. Or usidi avedis kechavim shal tzibur, which is a more severe sin. The same story. Bezdin gepasken nicht richtig. They made a mistake, and the tzibur followed, and they were with avedis zara. So where did they get the money for this carbon? This helam par tzibur.
Who pays for it?
Who pays? Yeah, who pays for it? But chila magvin law. At the beginning, they made a special magbis that everybody should have to pay for it.
Whoever's getting the korban.
He wants to say, or maybe it's from the machzah shekel that we just gave. Oh, you need a special magbis.
They're expecting something to get to happen.
No, oh, very good. Yes, that's weiter. That's the Gemara. You're saying what's the Gemara zog weiter. Very good, very good. That's the Gemara. So anyway, right now we're saying that's the shaila. Should they make a special magbis or we line the machzah shekel? So Rabbi Yehuda held we have to make a special magbis. Rabbi Yehuda, it comes from the machzah shekel that we all gave. You're saying Rabbi Yehuda is the one that says you make a special magbis. But when you let faket, Rabbi Yehuda is the one that says you bring from Trumas Hamlishka, and the same thing. Rabbi Shimon says Trumas Hamlishka, and we learn he says you make a special magbis. But Tanya Ipcha, we learn the opposite. It says you want hey menayu achrita. Which rice is the last one? Because it's negeya. Because when you have a machliks between Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Yehuda, Allah is like Rabbi Yehuda. But you have to know what was the last opinion to say what's the halacha. You have to know the last brayso. Which one is the last brayso?
If you have to, if it's good to matzah shekel,
or do you have to have a special magbis? So the Chacham said before Ravashi, Lema kamay zachita. Let us say that the first one is really the first brayso that we mentioned is the last one.
What was the last one?
Why did you want to say that?
Oh, he's going to tell you why.
What was the last one?
The first one that Rabbi Yehuda is the one that says you have to have a special magbis. And Rabbi Shimon is the one that says Metrum Salishka. Why? Why do we have to say Rabbi Shimon is the one that says Metrum Salishka? Because the Shamina later Rabbi Shimon the Chayz Lipshia. Yesterday we learned, we're going to learn, maybe we'll have a chance, that if a Kohen Gadol dies, right, and they didn't appoint another Kohen Gadol, he had to bring a Minchas Chavitin in the morning, the Kohen Gadol, from his house and at night. So where should the money come from now that he's not around? So the Gemara said, Midaraisa, it's supposed to come from Trumas. But we don't have him yet. So the Midaraisa, it should come from the Trumas Halishka. Oh, so Midaraisa, it's Trumas Halishka. But Rabbi Shimon said, no, we should give it, the Yoshim should pay for it. Oh, but later on we saw the Yoshim drain Zacharos from them. They don't give.
Only you like to take.
Yeah, Loilam Tikach. I got another.
Why should they give?
Okay. Because the family ain't o'clock. So anyway, so he says, listen, that's it. So because of the shash of negligence, so that's why you take it from the Tumas Halishka. Here also we have to be afraid that they're not going to give. That's why. So it has to be Rav Shimon. Rashi said back to he said back in Ravashi to the Chacham, you can even say the last brayso is the last one, not the first one is the last one. You said, but Reb Shimon is chayish lepshia. So I'll tell you, when was he chayish? Kika chayish Reb Shimon lepshia. The mill said, less will kapara begava. They had nothing to do with the kapara. The father, the Kohen Gadol, passed away. And it has to do with bringing the Tmidim, the Tam Shal Shachar, Tam Shal Ben Habayim. It has nothing to do with Kapara. Well, but here, that's because they sinned. Taka, based on the Sanhedrin's mistake, they have to get a Kapara. So over there, maybe they'll all bring the money. They want it to work. They're not going to try to Arois Denzich. Aber Mabil said, this Lu, Kapara Begava. Leichosh Reb Shimon Lepshia. Reb Shimon is not afraid that they're going to be Pesheya. They want to be forgiven.
So they have to bring the money.
They have to bring the money. No money, no carbon for you. No kapara.
No honey.
No money, yeah. Thank you, what happened? Amalei Rabba Zutel Avashi Toshma, coming here. So the Gemara is asking, which Brisa Taka was the last one? He says, I'll bring you right. The time we learned the Brisa, it says, it's Karbani, Lachmi, Ishai, Nechni, Chalech, Tishmenu, Lachmi, Mayadei. Karbani, and the Lachmi, and the Beishai. It's all a Lashon of our carbon. So what's all these three words? L'Rabbi's par helam dav shal tzibu, she'irei, avidz gechavim, she'boim et tumas halishka, that they all come from the tumas halishka. That's why it says the ribui of the three Lashonos that describe carbon. In the Mishnah, the Mishnah. Yeah, the Matzah Shakon, richtig. With the Mishnah, we learned in the end of the Mishnah, Ushleima Haisa Kareva. How much?
Who says this? Rav Shimon says this.
Yes, that's Rav Shimon. Ushleima Haisa, it says different Rav Shimon. Ushleima Haisa Kareva, it says that they brought.
The best made a mistake. Let the
So,
peasant pay.
so therefore, this is not like the first price.
But they actually did that. What?
Rabbi Yehuda, in the first price, it said Rabbi Yehuda said to make a special appeal.
Right.
Now we're saying that we have a price that says that you
Reb
don't
Shimon.
make a special appeal.
Reb Shimon is the one that says the Tumas Lishka.
But you don't make a special appeal. It's there.
Right. But no, the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda that you don't. You're right. That you don't make it.
But Rabbi Yehuda, that was the first price. Rabbi Yehuda said.
We thought the first price was the last one. We're telling you no. The last price is the last price.
Oh, last price is.
Is the last
Rabbi Yehuda
price.
says that
Yeah.
you take it from the Lishka.
Lishka, yeah.
Okay.
No, Rabbi Yehuda says that that they have to give a special magvis. That's the halacha.
Oh, because here it says.
It's
that
Reb Shimon, yeah, is the one that says Tumas Halishka. That's the halacha. Okay, Shleima Haisikrev. It says that they were makav Shleima. That's what it says in the Mishnah. It's talking about by a kohen gadol that passed away. So how much did they bring in the Bein Habayim? A Shleima, a fully sorted. When it says Shleima of the Minchas Kohen Gadol who passed away, it says Shleima, you bring a fully sorted b'shachris, or Shleima ben Habayim. Maybe it means a Shleima in the morning and another Shleima ben Habayim. I don't know, only Shleima b'shachris. They only brought one Shleima in the morning, Ubetela, and they went mark about all ben Habayim. And I'll answer you the shaila.
Why would you say you're not makabed all? Bring another kohen in place.
We don't know. Oh, right now, till we bring another kohen in place, we only do the morning of fully sun. So we're not sure. Maybe it's a shleima both times. So he says, come in here and I'll answer you. There are 13 kahanim that did the Tam Shal Shacha. That's what it says. And it says Hashmini, the 8th kohen that was out of the 13 kahanim, he dealt with the Bachavitin. Bachavitin is the mincha that
got jobs.
got jobs. Sure.
In the day.
In the Tamid, in the Tam Shal Shacha, and then in the morning Tamid.
So how many kohen was there?
13 in this Avodah. The 8th kohen is the
Every day was a
one.
different 13, right?
There was a mishmar. One mishmar had a whole bunch of kahanim, of course,
So the morning was
and
13,
and every
evening-
week was a new
The morning
mishmar.
was 13, the evening was 13.
Yeah, the same.
It's a different
I,
kohen, it's a different
I
kohen.
think that the Tam Shal Shach are the same kahanim that brought the Tam Shal Ben
same.
Habayim. We learned that before. So anyway, it says Bachavitim. The 8th kohen is the one that brought the mincha, and he put it on to the ramp. So from this is mashma that the kohen Hashmini was always marking the chavitim. Vim Isa the Betela Ben Habayim. If you're going to say in the evening they didn't bring anything, then there's times that you don't find that the Shmini is bachavitim, that the 8th one is dealing with chavitim. And which case is that? By a case, the Meis Kohen Gadol Leiminu Achatachtov. You just said if you had a shaila, if the kohen dies and they didn't get another kohen in its place, so you had a shaila. Maybe the shleima should only be in the morning,
And not in
and in the evening nothing. How could you say that?
Oh, because he made us cloud
the-
that the 8th is...
The all 13 kahanim had to do the avodah. So obviously they had to bring a shleima in the morning and a shleima in the afternoon. Amru Rabban Kamid Rab Yimya. Bavloi Tipshoi. Mishum de Yas v'Yaseh Dachashoich Amra Shmaitza de Mashran. Rabbanon said this before Rabbi Yirmiyah, meaning the raya of Rabbi Yirmiyah that you have to bring a shleim in the evening because the 8th kohen will be doing nothing. So when Rabbi Yirmiyah heard it, he says, he says they come from a dark place and they paskin dark things which are nishtames. So he says, Ella, the Ktani, he says, according to Rava, I have a different shaila. You're worried about the Kohen not doing work? I have another two Kahanim that are not doing work. Shvi b'seilis, and Chi bayayin, hachinami deloy batli. You're going to say that it doesn't happen that they don't do work? There are times they do nothing. What do we learn out from this pasuk? That balayla, that you can do it even the night after the akrova. Min chasim is came afil lamacha. Min chasim is came tells you can even bring it the next day. And it doesn't have to be at the time of the tamid. So the guy who's bringing the yayin and the one that's bringing the soilis could happen a day later. And these kahanim, the seventh and the ninth kahanim, are going with nothing. So Allah, he says, don't tell me this is a klishkanaya. Allah, do you like Tani? Only if you want to answer, you answer like this. Cases versus in Himalaya you read, like Melech was saying, by the Lishka. Do you think that we were thinking about a case of the E? The Shimon Paskins that you take from the Lishkas Hagazis, right? But the Lishkas Hagazis is not calculating cases that they don't know if it's going to happen or not. So to here, you're not letting a case by the 13 Kahanim. When you said there's 13 Kahanim, not every time, he's talking about the normal cases, it's 13 Kahanim. Yeah. But at times, you don't have 13 Kahanim doing the work.
They have a lunch break.
Right. They don't have anything for them to do. Adu Kamid Rava. The Chachamim brought back the words of Rabbi Yirmiyah saying that you guys are tipshim. He was saying about Rava. He says, maybe Shusin Amri Kamayu, Metivusim Amri Kamayu. About the bad, yeah, you like the shmois, that's what they hear about me. But the good Tezach Paskin, they don't know for nothing. Rava went back and said, Hani Nami Tevusni. This Hayrai said, B'Payel Mamish, I'm still right. That it was a shleim in the morning and a shleim in the afternoon. You're right, the raya that I brought at the beginning is a shvach raya. From this that the kohen, you need 13 kahanim, and if you're not marking anything in the evening, you're going to have a kohen that goes leidik. So Rabbi Yirmiyah is the good kasher, good. But I'm still right that it's a shleim in the morning and a shleim at night. Why? Because Seilis mincha Amakra says mincha tamid. It says tamid. Harehi lechok minchas tmidim. That it comes to teach us that it has a din like a minchas tmidim that study and it's never bottom. and so my Avi Allah. What's the halacha? Is the halacha like Rava or not? Or like Rabbi Yirmiyah who says only in the morning? Come in here and I'll answer you. I found the Braisa that says like Rava. The Tanya, we learned in the Braisa the Fedish, Shleima, Shachar, Shleima Menabayim. So Rava was right.
Well, where's the Braisa?
Yirmiyah says only in the morning. He didn't know of this Braisa. But okay, fine. Rabbi Yochanan said, Pligi Bad is a machlekes by Minchas Kohen Gadol that didn't die. We're talking about he's still alive. What's the machlekes between the two, the Abayis ben L'stay and Abanan? Abayis ben L'stay, Abayis ben L'stay says when a Kohen Gadol brings from his house a full Yisrael for the Minchas Chavitin, he says, Ma'afne Shlosh Shnei Kmatzim Shalovena. He has to take off 2 scoops of spices. Koimet Shachris, one kmitz of Lovena for the morning and one for the afternoon. Only one kmitza he takes of Lovena. Chatzi koimet Shachris, Chatzi koimet ben abayim. What are they arguing? No, one says 2 kmitzas. One says 1 kmitza, half in the morning, half in the...
That's what it has to do
both times, but either it's a whole kmitza in the morning and a whole kmitz in the afternoon. And the Abbanan say, no, a half and a half. It says, what are they arguing about? We don't find in the Torah that there should be a concept of a halba kmitza. There's no such a thing.
You bring the whole and then you take all
There's only a kmitza. There's only a full kmitza that we know in the Torah. We never heard of half kmitzas. It says kmitza. It doesn't say chatzi koimetz anywhere in the Torah. Other God. Okay. So you have to have two kmitzas.
Yeah, but you mark the whole.
No, twice scoops, two scoops of levina. It's only spices. So he says, "Rabbanan Savi lo yashkachani yisarin the bayishnei kamatzim." He says, "I never saw in the shear of a sudden flour that you should have two full kmitzas of spices.
Why don't you grab it, grab it?
It's one kmitza. That's all we know. We only learned of one kmitza of levina. So therefore, since it's
We're not going to levite it in the morning or also at night.
yeah, so it's a half and a half. Because he says, for Yisarin, and the Torah says, one kmitza for the shear of Yisarin of flour. One kmitza of levina. You have to bring in the morning and the afternoon, so you have to split it. Half the kmitza in the morning, half in the afternoon. But Abba Yossi says, but we never heard of half a kmitza. So it has to be a full kmitza in the morning, a full in the afternoon.
And then you
But
take half?
no, you don't take half. Abba Yossi says one full in the morning, one full at night. Says the Rabbanan, but that doesn't make sense. On a Yisarin, it says one kmitza. So they both have shilas on each way. Sag you Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan, the effect of shayla, Kohen Gadol shameis. A Kohen Gadol that passed away, they didn't appoint another person after him. So the Rabbanan, according to Rabbanan, that say when the Kohen is still alive, the mincha needed one kaimetz of levina for his son. One, no two.
Well, when he was alive.
When he was alive.
Okay.
But now, huchpla levina, say, maybe he should bring two, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. But why two? Because now it's two Yisarin. Right? It's a double Yisarin. Says Gemara, Shayavi kaimet shachas v'kaimet better, because La'aba Yos is not a shaila, because the Torah, the leihuchma shayavi shnei kmatzim l'chol ha'ktara, the leimatzin beis kmatzim ba'ktara achas. He says, but Abba Yossi never found that in one haktara, in one burning, there should be two kmitzas. But he's learning, maybe since it's two Yisarins, you should have to, the Rabbanan are saying, maybe you should need two Levinas. I mean here, he explains the Shaila even more. Should I say, since the Torah now says double the shear of Seilas, Nicht one Yisarim, but two Yisainis. So maybe you have to give two full kmitzis of Levaina. Or I'll say, hey, mind the gali. This, whatever the Torah revealed by Seilas, you need two Yisainis, fine. About mind the loy gali. But about the Levaina that Torah didn't tell us, you have to give an extra scoop of Levaina. The Gemara is weiter, Shemen. And when it comes to the oil of the mincha, what's going to be the din? Since the Torah says you have to give two esreinais, so maybe we know for each yisarin is shleisha lugin, by chavitin is shleisha lugin. So we're thinking, shleisha lugin, maybe it should be shleisha lugin lechol yisarin, you should need 6 lugin, or should I say 1.5 lugin? The Torah didn't tell us anything, so maybe it's 3 lugim for both esreinais and 1.5 for each yisarin. Amar said Toshma coming in, I'll answer you. It says the Mishnah enumerates how many kmitzas are there. So state chamisha kmatzim. There are 5 cases where it says the shear of kaimetz. In fact, you might have him Esau. But if now you're going to say that for each yisod you have to give a separate kmitzah, zimnim the meshkach l'shiva. So you can find a case where there's 7. If the kohen gadol died and there was no new kohen brought in his place, so we said we bring 2 esreinais, one is sudden, 2 esreinais meaning for the chavitin, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So maybe it's and he says 2 kmin. If we're going to say for each yisarein you need a special kmitza, a kmitza of levena, so you have now altogether 7. But if you say it's a half kmitza, then it's not counted. Says the Yemada Yosef Papa.
Then you don't need to add to it at all? If you're thinking you only have a half?
If you only have a half, you don't have 5 cases that you bring full kmitzas. Right? You only have 5 cases. You don't have 7. But if you say that if the Kohen Gadol dies and they didn't appoint another Kohen Gadol, and he now has to bring 2 esreinais, and now you want to explain that for each yisani he needs a full kmitza, so here you have another case where there's 2 more kmitzas, so it's 7. So Yimada The E like Tani. Cases that, which is not common, it doesn't happen often. We don't mention that. Yasser Papa will come Allah Shmaita. Papa sat down. He said about this sugya. Amalei Rav Yisrael Shmaila Papa v'hamayla koymetz b'chutz. One of the minchas that you mentioned, one of the kmitzas that you mentioned was unusual, that somebody took the kmitza and brought it outside and it was makter outside. The Ihava
Where was supposed to be in Mizbeach.
on the Mizbeach, and he took it outside the Azara.
Mizbeach Hakteis, right? Mizbeach Hakteis.
The Mizbeach Achitzain, but he took it out and he brought it outside the Azara, Michutz LaAzara. And that's a case of the Ihava. If somebody would have taken it out, you're not talking about a common case, Vikatani, and that's one of the 5 kmitzas you're counting. So if you're counting that case, which is not a common case, then you should count the case over here. If the Kohen died and nobody was appointed in its place, you have another 2 kmitzas. Nazarai, it's not full of kmitzas. So my Havi Allah, I'm an Abnachman Rabbi Yitzchak Toshma, come in here and I'll answer you. The Tanya we learned in Abraisa, Kohen Gadol Shemeis, V'loiminu Achatachtov, and they didn't appoint another Kohen in its place. So it says Shleima b'Shachas, so Shleima ben Abayim. So the mincha, they brought a full Yisara in the morning and a full at night. Umafrish lo shnei kmatzim, and they separated 2 kmitzas. Koimet Shachas v'koimet ben Abayim. One in the morning, 1 kmitz in the morning, and 1 in the afternoon. Umafrish lo shloishes lugin, lug u'machzor Shachris, v'lug u'machzor ben Abayim. And here, but when it came to the shaman, you didn't give another 3 lugin. You split it. 1.5 lugin in the morning and 1.5 lugin in the afternoon. In fact, you want money. Who is the Braisa following? If you're going to say it was learned like the Chachamim say if the Kohen Gadol was alive, and the mincha would only need 1 koimetz. So my shna levaynasa the huchbalo. Why, when it comes to the Levina, after he dies, he's going to bring 2 kmatzim? And when it comes to the shaman, they're both not mentioned in the Torah. So if you're going to go with the shita that if he dies, you automatically, because it's 2 Yisraelis, you bring 2 kmitzas of Levina, so then it should be 6 lugan shaman, because they're connected, they're both not written. Says, you want to Abba Yosi, you have to say it's Abba Yosi. The Alma who says Chavite Kohen Gadol be'Alma, that a Chavite Kohen Gadol who's alive in his lifetime, he says even in his lifetime Shnei Kmatzim, he brought 2 full of kmitzas of Levina. So therefore Baya Ulevina Baya. So he says Shnei Kmatzim Baya Ulevina lo hilchbalo v'gam Shemen lo hilchbalo. The Levina, they didn't do it twice. Levina, they only did. Okay, the Levina wasn't doubled, and the Torah didn't double it, and the Shemen either. Since it wasn't doubled, only what it says. He says you have to double it. So Levina Shamna leRabbanan Nami lo. Just like the Levina and the Shamna, you didn't double it because you had to bring 2, according to Abba Yudustai. Yeah, but Abba Yosis, the share of Levina b'Chaya Koyen, they didn't double. According to Abba Yosi, he still brought the same shiurim, 2 kmitzas. He said when the Kohen was alive, you brought 2 kmitzas. The Chachamim said 1 kmitz and you divide a half a kmitz in the morning, a half in the night. So just like B'Chayov, they didn't double it. So you don't double it b'misa. B'Chayov, how much did he bring according to Abba Yosef? 2 kmitzas of Levina. So it's 2 kmitzas. And the Shemin the same thing. And so just like the Levina was 2, so too the Shem was 2. Abba Yosef meant the story. Who? The Rabbanan? Who?
What does he say here?
The Shemen you only brought a lug and a half. The Rabbanan.
So therefore, what does that mean?
It didn't double. It was a half a kaimetz and a half a kaimetz, right?
So therefore, the shaman is.
No, we're talking about Abba Yosi. Because
no,
Abba...
he's asking what's Rabbanan, or Rabbanan, Nami lo yuchbalon.
Yeah, but again to the what? The Sheman, the Rabbanan Nami Lehuchalo. The Sheman, they didn't double.
Whatever
And the
was.
Sheman, whatever the share was when he was alive, which was 3 lugin, that's what we keep to when he passes away. So it's only 3 lugin, that means 1.5 and 1.5 because you brought a double his son.
According to Rabbi Yossi, what we-
Same thing by Sheman. It's just in the Kmitz of Levina when he's alive. Abba Yossi said 2,
The other one
and the
said-
Chachamim say 1, but you split it half and half. That's it.
So they
But-
also say that you split the Shemin. That's for sure they split the Shemin.
Yeah, they all agree is Shemin you split. Like Rabbi Yochanan say that the halach is like Abba Yossi ben Dostoi, that what? A Kohen Gadol Shleimes needs 2 kmitzas, right? Of Levina. One for the shachs, one for mincha. We learned that Yochanan says the halach is like Stam Mishnah.
Then what is it?
Utanan and the Stam Mishnah we learned Chamisha Kmatzmein. And now, if you're saying Minchas Chavitin is like the Chachamim, then it's perfect. Here, because if you learn like Abba Yossi, then it's 7 because you brought by the Chavitin 2 full kmitzas.
Right.
Even when the Kohen Gadol was alive. According to Rachamim, you brought a half and a half. That's why it's 5. So you see, the Stam Mishnah does not follow like Abba Yossi, it follows like the Chachamim. So how did Rabbi Yochanan say the halach is? How did Rabbi Yochanan say the halach is like Abba Yossi ben Dostoi?
Then the story.
How could you say the halach is like Abba Yossi ben Dostoi, who says you need 2 full kmitzas when he's alive? That would go against the Stam Mishnah, which says that it's only 5 kmitzas. It should have been 7. So it's an ayah, and he says the halach is like Stam Mishnah. That means he holds like the Chachamim. And the Gemara Amarayim Ninu v'Halib Rabbi Yochanan. It's a machlekes of Amarayim in the Shita of Rabbi Yochanan. One Amayda says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan that the halach is like Abba Yossi ben Dostoi, and one Amayda said that the halacha was like Stam Mishnah, that you bring 2 kmitzas, and one Amayda said no, the halach is like Rabbi Yochanan, like the Stam Mishnah, which is like the Rabbanan, that it was only half a kmitzah in the morning, half in the night. That's why it says
The Shem is the same amount.
Shem say Yamai. Hada Allah Atcheles. We turn to you, Perik Atcheles. Maybe